Hey there, this is our Kai Moon with Star Siren Astrology coming to you in this full super moon in Scorpio. The super moon means she's closest to Earth, so she's really, really strong, therefore affecting our bodies, our emotions, our hormones, the waters, the tides of our Earth more powerfully. She's in Scorpio, and so it really brings this precise, deep, electric, penetrating, fully relentless gaze and a magnifying lens on the realms of the unseen, on the places and the parts of our life that are under the surface. You know, like what are the undercurrents, the underbelly of our experience, you know, as a collective, but also just as a human, you know. It rules the sex, money, and power, the creative life force, the sexual energy that is the Kundalini. You know, that is the realms of Scorpio, the bridge between the birth and the death gates. And so when we're dealing with these potent desires, these potent forces that are usually unseen, that are covered up, that are made taboo, that are shamed, that are repressed, when the full moon comes there, it's a opportunity to let it come up. It's also a culmination of a 6-month cycle. You know, it's this culmination of what has been brewing and what's been brewing you. You know, this is a time of deep alchemy. And like I said, it rules the undercurrents, the underbelly of our desires, our deep, deep, deep soul and human desires. You know, she opposes the sun in Taurus, that is all about our security and our value system and what we, you know, deem as worthy, and are we worthy, you know, and how do we feel secure? And then she opposes that, saying, yeah, but how can you go deeper? You know, how can you transcend through your own individual, sovereign, physical existence? You know, the foundation on which you may cling to. And how do you allow yourself to really be cooked, to really be alchemized? This is the tantric axis, you know, and tantric in the way of not just, oh, it's sensual and it's juicy and we're, you know, bringing the physical to the spirit and to the divine, which is a delicious part of Tantra. But it's also the part of Tantra where it's the fusion of opposites. It's the magnetism. It's the parts that we desire and that we long for outside of ourselves so that we can give into another, that we can dive into another, that they can rapture us, you know, take us over. It's that part of us that longs to be taken over. And in that merging, in that desire for transcendence, and that desire to feel that bond, you know, to merge with something that is different than ourselves, we find this vulnerability, we find this longing, we find this craving and aversions and betrayals and push and pull. We find power dynamics, you know, we find rejection, shame, you know, all of these very deep and powerful human experiences, the things that propel us to create karma, the things that propel us to be in this physical existence. It is to experience this, to lose ourselves in that alchemy so that we can rise up like the phoenix and be birthed into something new, into that third thing, you know. But in that process, we lose ourselves sometimes. We find ourselves clinging and longing for something else to fill us, to give us that power that we seek, to fill us and make us whole again. And so that scorpionic journey is about that desire, but it's also about that splitting, that shedding, that releasing, that clinging, but also that letting go. of what we thought would make us whole, of what we thought would give us the power or the security or the worthiness that we seek. And instead, it's asking us to find and resource that power from within. You know, it's not to like detach and not alchemize and not merge and not desire and not long for. It's not about that. It's about actually going towards that, and then also being willing to be stripped, be willing to be humbled, be willing to show the parts of ourselves that are ready to find that experience inside and outside, with the other and in the sovereign experience. You know, so it is a humble journey of worthiness and sovereignty and merging, union and rejection and loss and betrayal. So these themes of trust, these themes of what is real, these themes of disillusionment or, you know, betrayal. It's like when we really allow ourselves to be seduced or to long for, you know, there's a part of our ego that puts that thing on a pedestal or that reaches for it, and in that reaching is vulnerable. And it also could make us lose our power. We give it away. And then we're like, fuck you, you didn't show up for me, or oh my God, you're not who I thought you were, or oh my God, get out of my gates. You know, boundaries is a big theme. Because in order to have an empowered experience of this Tantra, we must have boundaries. In order to be able to long and desire and to merge and to, you know, collaborate deeply with another, we must own our own power, own our own responsibility. And how are we collaborating with them? How are we being real and discerning on what they've signed up for? Are we putting them in a role that they didn't even ask to be in? Are we trying to make them love us the way that we want them to? Are we trying to make them, you know, enter deeper into our gates so that we can experience that before they're ready or before we're ready? You know? It's like a really fine dance. And so, like I said, shame and betrayal, desire, needs, finding healthy ways to get those needs met instead of under the carpet, under the surface, indirect ways. Actually being real, bringing our needs up to the table, bringing, hey, this is the role I want you to play. Do you want to play it with me? These are the things I want you to dance and collaborate. Do you want to meet me there? This is why I'm investing this. Do you want to give that? If not, boundaries. Take a step back. Allow yourself to be courted in this time. Don't open your gates so deep that you get angry and push everyone out, or you close down and you wall up and you project and you shame and you blame because they didn't show up. And, you know, if these places of betrayal and trust and abandonment, rejection, these deep feelings come up, it's like give it grace and find a way to really, you know, heal, because really it's a time of deep healing. You know, that Scorpio, it can be volatile energy, it can be deep, and it can really be hard to see through it and not get overtaken by some of the density of these watery emotions and these fucking deep needs that are unmet. But Neptune is there trining it in Pisces, saying, hey, it's time to really see how divinely connected you are. You know, can you open into those deep desires, invite people in, and also remain loving and boundary and let go of the people and the things that you are meant to let go of in this time. Find the ways where you're trying to get these indirect needs met, or you're trying to put people and things and roles that are actually not suitable for them or for you. You know, bring that Scorpio into the beautiful, magnifying, luminescent light of the moon. You know, allow that moon to reveal these hidden parts of you, these hidden desires, so that you can find the healthiest, most empowered, equally empowered way for you to have that desire met. You know, I'm going to mention it again, it's shame. So really be gentle with yourself. Do some magic tantra, like Neptune and Pisces is like connect to the divine that can meet those needs. Connect to the realms and the beings that are there waiting to rapture you, to share their codes with you, instead of trying to get it from these certain people, these places, these things, you know. There's like some serious magic given to us right now. Like our dreams are potent. Shamanic journeys, like anything into the hypnotic subconscious realms, are really active right now. And I'm going to mention it again too, like connect to those higher sources of you and your guides and whatever beings that are aligned for you in this special time, to ask for that healing, to ask for this cleansing of shame, you know, sexual shame, unmet needs, unworthiness. Let that be cleansed in this moon tonight. Allow your perceptions of what is real, allow your versions of the people in your life to like be washed so that you can see them for who they really are. Ask your projections to be cleansed, but also see people for who they really are so that you can really learn how to mama and father yourself, you know, so that you can learn how to hold your inner child, your inner feminine, your inner masculine, your inner slut. You know, there's all these parts of us that sometimes want different things. And we got to bring all of those parts of us and make sure they're looking out for each other. Because sometimes we can make some compromises and leave our inner child in the dust being like, you know, she was screaming all along. There was red flags going up and we chose to ignore them because somebody wanted something. We wanted this thing and we thought we could make it. We thought we could mold them into it. We thought we could talk them into it. We thought we could give and give and give until they'd want to give it back. So it's like, keep that giving in check. Don't withhold, but don't overgive. That's a masterful dance. You know, that's a powerful part of ourselves that can be so open and giving and spacious. Pause. We may want something. We may think it's amazing if they could just see it and say yes to it. Maybe then we could experience this magic. And it's like, oh, they're showing me they're not there. Okay, how do I adjust myself? It's the time. Like unearthing desires and vulnerabilities and passions, but like discernment, discipline. Like I said, Spirit's just waiting there to like see all these parts of you. And really, it's a beautiful time of meditation and singing and journeying or whatever practice takes you there. But go there deep, because it's a beautiful opportunity. Okay, blessings on this full moon.